Hey, today I'm going to introduce my most promising student to REN. Here we go. Hey, what's good YouTube? Mike here, and this is Pro Guitarist Reacts. As I said, we are about to get into this. This is Jorja.
Hello.
Say hello. Oh, we better pull up a little bit closer to the mic. So Jorja is one of my guitar students, and she is going to audition for music college this fall coming up, isn't that right?
Yes.
So she's got a bit of work to do to pass that audition, but I'm quite sure she'll be able to handle it, and we're trying to help her get there. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. But today what we're going to do is we're going to introduce her to REN before we lose her to Montreal and all those complicated jazz chords and whatnot. So we're going to show her the art of storytelling. And here, let me get this going. Sorry, I'm on a brand new setup here, so you'll have to forgive me if everything doesn't work like clockwork. Okay. All right. Now, I should mention before we start, the school I work for is called Sunnyside Music, and we are going to be starting a YouTube channel, and the whole process of Jorja getting ready for music school this fall is going to be a series that we're going to run on that channel. So stay posted. I will let you know when that is up and running. And in the meantime, wish Jorja luck. We are about to get into this. Hit like and subscribe if you dig the vibe. Why don't we just get to it? All right. Are you ready for this?
Yes, ready.
Okay, that's good.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City.
Okay, before we go on, so as you could, is evidenced by the cough, this is what they call a one take, so he's performing this live
Cool.
while recording the video, right?
Wow, okay.
So it's not like the typical video back in the day anyways would have been where you record the song first and then you kind of mime like you're playing to it, but
Right.
you know, he's actually recording this. I think this is at like 1 or 2 in the morning in an alley in Brighton, England.
Okay.
So he's got I don't remember how many takes, but I have a feeling it wasn't that many because I think there were people sleeping and whatnot. So yeah, this is all like guerrilla style. He doesn't get permission for this. He just does it.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, and you've also just started playing fingerstyle, so you could see quite the fingerstyle introduction there.
It already has me like very captivated. Just the way he's playing it.
Indeed. He's not. He doesn't have classical technique, but he does have some classical kind of sounds and ways of putting notes together. But he plucks the strings a little bit harder than you would to be a proper classical guitarist. But,
Right. Okay, cool.
But yeah. All right. Oh yeah, and that is something they call trumpet lips. It's some vocal instruction courses will have you do that as a to help you get your voice singing.
Okay.
And I think trumpet players do it too whenever they don't have a trumpet on them and they want to mimic what the trumpet part would sound like. I've heard Kelly do it.
It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain. He'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech. He was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief. At 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sounded in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the road.
Oops. So I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but how there's or have you noticed maybe the kind of how the music is interplaying with the story yet at all? Like how the guitar part changes depending on which perspective he's singing,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I've never like his music, or well, this is like the first song I've listened to it, but like it's like storytelling, right? And I don't really listen to like a lot of like this kind of music where it's like very like I'm telling you a story and like I'm telling you the story with this music.
Yeah.
Like so it's very like it's different. It's different from what I usually listen to, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's not your typical music.
Yeah.
No.
Rosie off your...
Oops, I gotta go back a bit here, or else you're gonna... Alright, so, he's about to knock the rosy off her cheeks.
What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete, and he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath. It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
So
When
that
I move,
is the first one.
I move with...
I love his voice.
It's
He has an amazing voice.
he does, and he can do a lot of things with it too. He's got the when he sings high, he tends to sound a little bit like Sting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
but this is more of his like storytelling voice, where it's almost in between speaking and singing, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like a folky thing, I guess. So that was the tale of Jenny and Screech. So this is a 3-parter.
Okay.
So now we're about to get into part 2. And they were not, I think they were composed like apart from each other. Like, so that one came out first, and then the next one we're about to listen to is called The Tale of Screech. And then there's a third one called Violet's Tale, and they all came out separately but were like part of the same work. So he does that a lot,
Okay, cool.
where like he'll keep working on he'll continue on a theme that he started earlier or something. Yeah. See that vibrato? I think that's my favorite thing right there. So, something of small notice is he's playing this on a classical guitar now. The last one was a acoustic. Now he's playing on a classical. And yeah, this part right here is, I think it's the coolest part. Check this. It's the second. Vibrato, he's got signature, very fast vibrato.
His intros are so good.
Right?
They're so captivating.
It's true.
Wow.
When everyone else's logic seems to be, get to the story as quickly as you can, like he brings you in before you've even the story's even started.
Yeah.
Here, get a little closer.
Okay.
Or you can just pull the mic towards you more if you want to sit back. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I was going to say I had already heard this song when I became a reactor just over a year ago. So I never got to react to it, but I did break this down. So if you're interested in the guitar parts, I demonstrate a good portion of them. That little last section, I believe I broke down.
Cool. I was just going to say I want to learn that.
Absolutely.
So cool.
Yeah.
Our story, it starts right at the end of the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben.
Here, I just have to test you. What's the time signature?
Play it again.
All right. Oops, I don't remember how.
Our story, it starts right at the end of the...
I don't think I've shown you much about time signatures yet, so this was just to see where you were at. 3/4 time.
3/4?
Yeah, so it's like a waltz, right? Bop, bop, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get. This time we're gonna listen to it. All right, no more interruption.
Our story, it starts right at the end of the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
By the way, on your list of things that you have to learn for school, here's one of them. That chord he hit right before he stopped is an alt chord.
With something far more sinister in mind that does away. Hey, babe, are you in? Nah, nothing really. I'm just a bit tired. Listen, can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fuck!
So notice he hit it again, right? The thing about alt chords is they stand out so much that they're easy to hear. It sounds like it's going to be hard when you hear words like that, but it's not hard because they're so obvious. Oh yeah, I just also wanted to point out that it's no longer in 3/4 now. He's in 4/4 time, right?
Right.
Yeah, he switched.
In the night, the shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest. Story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying 1 street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Indeed. All right. Any questions so far? You following?
No questions.
Yeah.
He's good.
Absolutely.
He's good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So interesting. Like I've never like heard or listened to music like this.
No.
It's
No.
very like unique.
And this isn't all he does. This is like almost everything he does is completely different from the other things. He's like a really good rapper. So he just put out a rap album that went #1 in England.
Wow.
And yeah, and he does singing like with bands and stuff, you know, like that, like pop music or whatever. And he also he used to play in a band called the Big Push. They were like just like a regular band. Well, not a regular band, they were an awesome band, but yeah, and then he does this like acoustic stuff by himself as well. It's just amazing. Is this part 3?
Waouh, les nouvelles perforations ondulées font toute la...
So this is part 3. One of the things that is really cool about that last one is how he uses the guitar when he's knocking on the door.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
And the shooting.
Yeah.
The gun. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
That's
so cool. That's like no
very
one
creative.
would
Yeah.
think of that. No
Exactly.
guitarist would think of doing that. But if you're telling a story, it definitely like helps pull people in.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's just as much an actor, it seems, too, right?
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Yeah, I have to acknowledge that quickly. He used the guitar part to wind back the hands of time.
He's so creative.
Yeah, I did. I gave a little bit of an explanation on that on my breakdown. I couldn't break this song down because his whole guitar is tuned down a half step on this one, and I was on the spot. I didn't realize it was tuned down a half step before I started breaking it down. So, but yeah, it's just interesting using that to because so he's just ascending, hitting the same chord up a fret every time, right?
Yeah.
And cascading it up. So generally, that type of cascading down the fretboard feels like the theory is that it feels like you're moving forwards when your guitar part is descending like that. So it stands to reason that if you do something cascading up, it's going to feel like you're moving backwards, right?
That's smart.
Indeed. All right. Go back a little bit.
Then she saw a lady weep, she's tired.
Yeah, let's bring it back a little bit and make sure the story is important on this one. So I'm not going to stop it too much because this one's all story. Oops, crap. That's not what we wanted. That's better.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beeps and bloodstains, she's our lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale. Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
To acknowledge, you see, did the reverse. Now we're back to the present.
He's so smart for doing that.
Indeed. All right, so I don't want you to lose track of the story here because here we are.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Right?
Oh my god. I really like the last one.
Yeah, what do you do with that, eh?
That Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously you caught
Yeah. Need to
what
process.
how that all connected at the end.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love the like the little breaks that he takes in between, like where he's not playing any music, but he's still
Yeah.
like that's so impactful in music. Like that was it was making me so emotional. Like
Yeah.
it definitely like I was so pulled into the music because he kept doing that throughout the entire song,
Yeah.
and like not a lot of people really do that, but like just taking pauses and like just moments of silence. It just you're like I want to know more. I want to hear more. I want to hear the rest.
Yeah. I think generally what happens when people discover Ren is they want to hear more. Yeah, yeah. I think that'll be the case with everyone watching this video here today anyways. They've all been through it. They've had their first listen and then their 100th, 1000th. Yeah, most people get hooked, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear his other stuff.
Yeah. So I think what I like about him personally is he seems to have a lot of influences from the 90s, which, I don't know, like the 90s, obviously that was my heyday. The 90s, you know, that's when I was in a band that was signed and stuff. But yeah, he just has a lot of influences, you know, that are not typical of maybe, or that I wouldn't have expected someone his age to be so versed in, you know. Even his hip hop influences are a lot of 90s rappers. And then, yeah, you hear a lot of like the grunge kind of thing. You hear a lot of Britpop in his sound in different songs. But I love everything about the 90s. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got some newer influences as well. Obviously, it's hard to, you know, he hasn't been living under a rock. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's what, 32 or something. So I mean, he was just a child in the 90s. But yeah, you seem to like a lot of stuff from the 90s too. Like some of the things that, like you seem to be familiar with things that I mentioned and stuff.
Yeah.
Like with classic rock and you know,
Yeah.
like for your age, you seem to be quite connected to the old school music and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was mostly just because, like my dad, he had like a huge stack of CDs, and he would always put on like the best classic rock music in the car while I
Yeah.
was going to my practices and stuff. So I just grew up around a lot of that, and then like growing up, I just stuck with like a lot of like old music. And then just recently I started branching out into like other genres. But
Right.
yeah, it's always like music has always just been like
Well, it's almost like the it ends for me. It ends with the early 2000s, like the White Stripes. That was kind of White Stripes. There was a bunch of bands that kind of came out in that era right before 2005. And coincidentally, it's around the time that pitch correction became a thing. That music started to, I don't know, not feel as emotional maybe.
yeah, yeah.
So that maybe that's another reason why I look back fondly on older music, is because it was more honest, you know.
That's true.
Not that they weren't processing their voices in other ways, but at least the pitch they were singing was the pitch they were singing. All right, so I think we've made a REN fan of Jorja. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So we have a new REN fan. Everyone welcome her. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Did I say that right? Hit like and subscribe. That's right. Hit like and subscribe. And also, if you're still here at the end, drop a yo in the comments. The YO lets me know you made it to the end. And if you didn't make it to the end, you're dead to me, so let me know you're alive. Thank you very much. we'll see you on the next one. Say bye, Jorja.
Goodbye.
Bye.